something that I do. So I end up, a lot of times people ask me, okay, how are you so fit? And of course, I'm a fitness enthusiast. I work out. But there's something that जो मैं बचपन से करती आ रही हूँ unknowingly, which is walk and talk. Okay, I really like the moment I get a phone call, I have springs in my leg. I just like get up and I don't even realize and I'm walking in my room. Sometimes I'm sick and I'm exhausted and I'm not supposed to be walking and my dad just enters and he's like, can you please stop? Yeah. Because I just...
Second nature.
It is second nature. I don't know what happens to me. I just start walking the moment I get a call. So, and my bachpan mein, when I used to study for exams, I used to learn my course and I used to walk and learn. Yeah, वो रट्टा मारते हैं ना चलते चलते. So walking is like second nature to me, and I feel like I'll really finish that 10 kilometers like this because I'm just going to be on a call, and I won't even realize when I finish that 10 kilometers.
Amazing. So all we need to make sure is that someone calls Kriti before the race
and
starts.
is good at conversations. Stress calls make me walk faster. So.
Oh no, we would not wish that for you, but we hope someone calls you. But I'm so glad that you've chosen the toughest category and no prizes for guessing. I'm 100% sure you're going to complete it if you were to walk the race. Well, thank you so much for answering all my questions so wonderfully. But now it's time for you to answer some more questions from our media.
Is anyone joining me? There are like some 3 seats
Yes,
here.
absolutely. And joining you on either sides are two of our favorite men that have already come here. So may I please request Rahul Veera and John Gloucester, please join us back on stage for our media interaction. Well, this is our dynamic trio. And with that, for our friends from the media, I request you to please make sure that there's a line that has been demarcated here. If at all you need to take pictures or ask questions or need to step forward for any reason, make sure you please do not cross that line.
What is the significance of this walkathon?
Sorry, sir, can you repeat?
What is the significance of this walkathon?
What is the significance of this walkathon?
So basic idea about walkathon is that walking is the simplest form of exercise, and we want, the people to take walking as part of their daily activity to stay fit. And bringing everybody together as a community, it's taking walking to the next level, bringing in a lot of energy and, trying to get everybody into a mood to make this as part of their daily routine.
What is this event focusing on?
It's focusing on, so the 2023 walkathon is going to look at two objectives. One is obviously promote walking, and as we said earlier, part of the proceeds of this walkathon is going towards the long-term athlete development program, which we are partnering with Go Sports.
All right.
I think also on that point, community, I think, is a big piece of this. And from community and mass community events comes awareness. And the more awareness we have about the situation with our athletes in this country, the more change we can affect. And by the Go Sports Foundation aligning ourselves with such a strong and established partner in the community space, there's a great opportunity for everybody, the Indian community as a whole, to be more aware of how we can all help to position our athletes and therefore India on the global stage. So I think the community piece is going to be a really big part of this.
Wonderful. I hope that answers your question. Yes?
Hi, Kriti. Hi, Samir here from Movie Talkies.
Hi,
you just spoke about the Olympic and athletes that we need to encourage them. So I just want to know your point of view, how does this campaign helps, the athletes like in the small villages, coming from the rural areas, because this is an urban city, you are campaigning here. So.
See, I think Go Sports helps athletes all across and gives them that ground level support in development, in giving them funds, resources, better coaching, and helping them in every way. I think you heard some stories right here of the support and the backbone that Go Sports has been. So a part of the proceeds, as Rahul said, is going to Go Sports, which is going to help, hopefully, the future athletes of India.
And again, on that point, so much of the talent in this country, sporting talent, is coming from the rural areas. And what we don't want to see is this dropout rate. So a lot of these kids, extremely talented, they reach that 15 to 18 year threshold and then drop out. And it's purely through lack of resources. But most of that talent is coming out of the rural areas, beyond the tier 1s and tier 2s in India. Okay, so we need to keep exploring that space. And as an organization and through collaborations such as this, nurturing that space and supporting it financially. And I think that's where we're going to see the biggest benefit, is helping the rural athlete come to the fore internationally for us.
All right. Anyone else? Yes, there's a lady right at the back.
Hi, Amit from Punjab Kesari. Is there any upper age limit for each walk?
Could you repeat, please?
Is there any upper age limit for each walk?
Upper limit is 10
Yes.
kilometers. Upper age.
Age limit
For walk?
for the
No.
walk. There is no such.
No, there is no
So
age
for-
limit.
Are you asking for the event or just generally for
Age limit.
Oh no, so
walkathon.
there's no upper limit for this. Anybody can walk, So we in fact have different like walks, like a 10 kilometer, 5 kilometer, and then there is a fun walk, which is I think 3 kilometers, and that you can have. The only thing is that we have age restrictions in terms of at the lower level. We I think are looking at kids above 7 years can or 5 years that can participate, but otherwise there is no restriction.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Anybody can walk.
These shoes were made for walking. Anyone else? We have a
Where's
very
Nayandeep? I saw
satisfied crowd
Nayandeep.
here.
You don't have any questions? How come? Don't ask me anything controversial.
So
This is how I put you on a spot.
no, I would have anyway asked you in my interview, but still, I'm gonna ask you now. So I don't work out, okay, and we keep seeing all of
Why?
because I just can't lift those weights. I've been asked not to because of costochondritis that I suffer from. But like you said, that I walk a lot. Like I walk for 1.5 hours daily, almost.
Wow.
Now I want to know that a lot of people actually have this misconception. A lot of my friends who also work out have this misconception that they shouldn't walk because they lose out on muscles. They don't want to walk. What do you have to say about that?
No, I feel like firstly, walking is, in our lifestyle, we've just stopped walking because we have made everything so convenient. There are lifts, there are elevators, there are cars, you're never really walking, and I think पहले ज़माने में ज़्यादा लोग चलते थे, market तक चल के जाते थे, and they used to not take their cars out for every little distance. And they used to live a longer life. They used to be a lot more healthier. So I think it has nothing to do with losing muscle. I think you might just have great calves if you're walking a lot.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a misconception. Having said that, coming back to why you don't work out, weights is not the only kind of workout. So that should not be your excuse at all. I'm very, very proud that you walk for 1.5 hours. That's a lot. But yeah, it's nice to get like some form of yoga or something else, anything that suits your body.
And also let walking be the entry point for other forms of exercise, exactly as you said. So that's
walk
your
to the
starting
gym.
point. Exactly,
So
walk
you're
to the gym and then start at the gym. But walking, there's no truth scientifically about losing muscle mass because of walking. In fact, there's enough scientific studies to show that the benefits of walking, in some cases, actually outweigh that of running. So use it, and use it as a tool to enter into other activity spaces. Could be swimming, could be cycling, could be the gym, could be yoga, could be aerobics, could be something else. But there's no excuse not to walk.
Could be dancing, which you do.
Okay, I have one more question. Which I would have anyway asked. So as an actor, you go through different body types. Like you have to change your body type according to roles, And usually the common myth is that everybody's fitness is equivalent to how they are or the shape that they are in. That's what people actually think. But it's a lot larger than that. It's a conversation which is a lot larger than that. You gained so many kilos for Mimi, then you lost it, and then you go into different body prototype for different films. How do you maintain that? Does that ever take a toll on your health? Does that ever take a toll on your fitness?
See, you just have to do it. Of course, if I have to, for example, gain weight for films very often, it will take a toll on my health. So I'm going to choose not to do that. If I have to do it once in some years, is still okay. But the idea is to do it at the right pace. You can never start just suddenly gain weight in the wrong ways and suddenly lose it. That is, you're shocking your body and that's sort of harmful. And you have to do it under some sort of supervision, which I did. I had a proper dietitian taking care of what I eat. So she made sure while I was gaining weight, I was still giving my body good nutrients. But I did realize during that time how important fitness is, because for those 3 months, I lose weight like this. So I was not allowed to do yoga, do any form of stretching, not even walk too much. So actually my only walking that was happening was when I got my calls. And that was it, and by the end of those 3 months, I really started feeling unfit because I realized like my knees were clicking. Basic things of like sitting on the floor and getting up was an effort, and that at my age should never be. So it's just very important to take care of your body. And yes, fitness has nothing to do with your size or the number of abs you have. It is really to do with like your strength, your core strength, your flexibility, your balance, all of that.
All right, here we have another question, and we're going to take only one more after that.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. So, कृति जी, कुछ ही घंटों में हमारा चंद्रयान 3 अब चंद्रमा पर लैंड करने वाला है. सो क्या कृति जी चाहती हैं, मानती हैं कि स्केचर्स तरीके से एक रूपरेखा बनाए एंड एक ढांचा बनाए, देन आराम से वो लैंड करे एंड पूरी दुनिया की नज़र है?
इस सवाल के लिए जोरदार तालियां.
आपने क्या कहाँ से जोड़ दिया, कैसे जोड़ दिया, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया.
एंड आपकी तरफ से एक विश.
मतलब स्केचर्स ऐसे मून शूज बनाए, क्या बनाए?
जो चांद पे भी चल सकते हैं.
स्केचर्स चंद्रयान बनाए? हाँ,
चंद्रयान 3 हमारा जो है लैंड करने वाला है मून पर, सारी दुनिया की नज़र है. तो क्या कृति जी क्या कुछ विश करना चाहेंगी? एंड सारी दुनिया की नज़र है, एंड क्या चाहती हैं कि स्केचर्स तरीके से एक रूपरेखा बनाए, एक ढांचा बनाए, देन आराम से वो लैंड करे जिससे पूरी दुनिया की नज़र है?
पता नहीं स्केचर्स क्या बना सकता है, इसमें तो आप सर से ही पूछिए, मुझे नहीं समझ में आएगा. बट हैविंग सेड दैट, आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड एक्चुअली अबाउट द लैंडिंग. हर थोड़ी देर में हम लोग चेक कर रहे हैं ऑनलाइन कब टेलीकास्ट होने वाला है. वो टाइम कुछ 4 मिनट ऊपर नीचे कभी कभी चेंज हो रहा है. सो वेरी वेरी एक्साइटेड. इट्स अ वेरी प्राउड मोमेंट फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस, एंड आई एम रियली thrilled to actually watch it happen.
All right, we're going to take our final question. Anyone? Yeah, gentleman, the lady at the back. Yes.
Hi. So, I'm always a chubby kid and I've always been working out and walking and running. But I just need few tips from you, like from experts like you, tips on recovery. Because I became so obsessive over step count, and by end of the day, my feet really hurt. So anything like you do, anything generic, to maintain that.
So one thing I make sure is that I listen to my body. It's very important to listen to your body, what your body is saying. It would give you signals that you need to calm down and rest, and that time you need to rest. So overdoing anything is not good. I like in my routine slowly building up. So say, I have, for example, I went for like a 20-day holiday and I've come back. My body is not going to be at the same level as what it was when I worked out constantly for a month. So you have to start slow and you have to again build it up and get it to the same level. So I would just say if your feet are hurting, don't walk.
Can I jump in there and just on the back of that point, we've only got to talk to these athletes here and take a leaf out of their book about what is the most important part of their performance journey, and that is recovery. And we talk about, in the sports medicine world, we talk about the 3 pillars. And the first pillar is the one of preparation. Are you prepared adequately for that task? Then we talk about the performance piece, which is the activity itself or the match day or the game day. But then the piece after that is the recovery piece. And are we focusing on that effectively enough. Because if we don't, and we don't get that bit right, it impacts negatively then on all the other two pillars. Okay, so we talked to all our athletes here, and they'll give you some great insights, particularly about the recovery piece that you identified, because that's your nutrition, your hydration, your warm downs, your stretching, etc., etc. So let's get that bit right, and your feet will be perfect, trust me.
And just to add to that, I'm going to make my sales pitch. Okay,
And wear Skechers.
We also make recovery footwear, which is
great.
important.
Great plug-in.
Yeah, wonderful. Now the only thing that's left for Skechers to do is to make something that could work on the moon.
Yeah, that.
Our
Skechers has to make now
shoes
moon
are so
shoes after this.
comfortable.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much. This has been phenomenal. A huge round of applause for Rahul, for John, and of course, for our lovely lady, Kriti Sanon. I know that a couple of you have requested for one-on-one interviews, and for those, I request you to connect with Neil from AdFactors PR. Thank you very much, and please take your seats. And for all our friends in the media, I'd like to thank you for being present here today. A thunderous round of applause for Rahul, for John, and for Kriti. Thank you. Yeah. We'll do a quick picture with the three of them. Yes? Big smiles.